Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And Biscuit also is very lively today. He's not tired, no. You've had a nice little rest all morning, and now you're all very snuffle bums. You want to snuffle in all the bums.
Good heavens.
Hello, Biscuit. How are you doing? Yes, I know my lipstick does smell delicious, but you can't have it. Look at all this eye gloop. You can open up an eye gloop shop. So I do actually have him on anti-eye gloop, anti-tear, things. They seem to be making a big difference. So hopefully in time, he will look a lot better, more blonde. Yes, good boy. Oh, I know. So, my lovelies, you guys absolutely loved the last round of absolutely hateful TikTok makeup videos that we did. Didn't they, Biscuit? Yes, do you have anything to say? I hate your lipstick. It's disgusting, girls. You can't eat that. It's not for eating.
How dare you?
So, my lovelies, I haven't done one of these videos for a little while, and I'm currently away at Eurovision in Liverpool, my loves. So, lots of you guys on the last round of these TikToks that we did suggested that I come back to YouTube with doing my full-on beauty guru routine. And you know what? I'm sorry, my lovelies, but you are up for elimination. No, I'm sorry, but I just will not be doing exclusive beauty-related content here on YouTube. I feel like the beauty time of YouTube has had its golden era, at least for now. Who knows? In a few years, it might be different. I just feel like the platform now is more geared towards long-form, enjoyable content, whereas makeup content is mostly enjoyed now on Instagram and on TikTok. So in the last round of these nonsenses, I managed to flex my makeup skills a little bit and also a little bit of science to help you all understand how you can up your makeup game. Oh, she's off. So, my lovelies, if you don't know who I am, my name is Luxeria. I am a professional makeup artist, and I also have a biochemistry degree. I love chemistry, I love science, I love understanding the nitty-gritty of exactly what it is that we're putting on our faces, on our bodies, and how that may affect our holistic system, which we know as the body. I have hopped over onto TikTok. If you have anything, any makeup-related fails or beauty fails or anything like that that you want to share with me, feel free to tag me in them on Instagram or on TikTok. It is xxluxeria on both, I believe. And without any further nonsense, should we dive right in? Why not? So this first one is titled Biggest Celebrity Makeup Fails Part 2. Oh, okay, copyright music. No, say, all right. Oh, yes, lovely. A very filtered face. Oh, boom. Okay, oh, there she is. Right, okay, Nicole. Okay, so this is a common question that I have actually been asked quite often throughout my makeup career. And quite often it comes down to one thing in particular. This phenomenon known as flashback is where a powder is clearly visible on the skin when a flash of a photography camera is used. It might not be visible to the naked eye or when you're seeing someone face to face, but it is absolutely visible and highly visible when a camera with flash photography has taken a picture of someone. This here we can see underneath the eyes and going up and back is literally setting powder. Now, I have a feeling that this is a HD setting powder. So HD powders usually have a higher content of something known as silica. Silica is a great moisture absorbing setting ingredient that we often find in cosmetics. It's also wonderfully light reflective, which you may want in a glossy, gorgeous highlighter or a serum foundation for the beach vibes. Nice, glowy, glossy woman.
Deranged.
You don't necessarily want your powder to be like, boom, I'm here, when you have set underneath the eyes or anywhere in particular on the face. So, how do you prevent this? How do you get away with it? How do we move on from this situation? Death! If you really feel like you have to use a HD setting powder, I really like HD setting powder, but I know for a fact I would never do it in a place that's going to have lots of flash photography because you're just inviting this risk. I would say use the powder, set with an eyeshadow brush lightly underneath the eyes and anywhere you think that might collect a lot of moisture, whether that's oils from the skin or, I don't know, maybe they're glistening with sweat. Make sure you dust off that powder. Dust it off. And if you think you've dusted it off, dust it off again.
Are you writing this down? Will you please write this down?
And then over the top of all of this, spray a setting spray, and that will help it just meld into the skin. The way that I usually get around this is I don't actually use a lot of HD setting powder, especially on myself. I work in front of bright reflective lights all the time. I actually go for something with a little bit of color to it. So either a loose powder like the Laura Mercier is a great one to go for. It also comes in translucent as well as lots of different shades. I actually am particularly fond of the Maybelline Fit Me Powder Compact at the moment. I have it in like 4 or 5 different colors, and I use them in different areas of my face to create different levels of lightness. If you can see underneath my eye here, I'll set with the lightest color of powder that I have, but it's not a huge stark contrast between the rest of my face, if you know what I mean. I'm a great fan of highlighting and contouring when it is harmonious with the face. Unless you're doing something like drag and you absolutely require those harsh, bright stripes almost. Most of the time, we don't want any of that. Most of us don't want any of that. We want nice blended lines. And if you use something that's a HD powder, you run the risk of creating exactly this problem. There she is. Used a HD powder all over the face. Same thing has happened here. Same thing with my list of Wildliers. For some reason, only setting this area of the skin with a HD powder that is potentially light reflecting. Gosh, she's got a gorgeous décolletage. Look at that. That is a gorgeous example of like soft sheen on the skin. Interesting that it's only applied to this specific area. I'd love to know why the makeup artist just decided to just set here. It seems unusual for me. Usually you would go across here, maybe a little bit up here and underneath the cheek and a little bit on the chin. I get quite oily on the chin, so that's what I would do. Oh, here we go. Look, Angelina, girls. Angelina. Angelina here has what's colloquially known in the industry as shelf hair. This is where an unblended weft of hair extensions has been placed directly in the hair at a place that it is not meant to be. The higher up you place a hair extension weft, the more likely it is to blend seamlessly with the hair, but you must have a hair type that matches the extension, and also your own hair kind of needs to be slightly feathery layered right at the very end. If you want to do a straight cut with hair extensions, you can. It just requires a lot of extra work. So much work that in fact some might say probably not worth it, no.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Any specific hair specialists here in the audience? Share your thoughts. What do you think? Do you love a shelf hair? No. Oh, here we have Lady Gaga. Do you know, I'm going to really receive some flack for this, aren't I? I really don't like the way that Lady Gaga's makeup artist does makeup. My opinion, I'm allowed to have my opinion, you're allowed to have yours. I just don't like the way she does makeup. I remember seeing a comment somewhere that said something like, Lady Gaga's makeup artist just shows you don't have to have talent in an industry to make it far.
Is that tea?
Although I must actually say that her makeup here is very stylistic, it's very purposefully bold, it's very purposefully grunge, dare I say it. I wouldn't have done it this way, but that's just me. Right, so here we have a viral concealer test. Okay, so there is something about the word viral on TikTok that I just don't trust. I just don't trust it, especially when brands are like, this product's viral. Is it though? Are we sure? Can people even go viral anymore like they used to?
No thanks. I choose my own destiny.
Right, let's watch.
Today I tried this concealer pot that apparently is supposed to be full coverage, cover acne and everything. It even claims to be waterproof. And it did not cover acne. Definitely was not waterproof. You can click right here to watch that video. You guys said I had to use a cushion puff for it to work, so I'm gonna give it another try.
Right.
It's gonna be my main focus.
Right.
Okay, it's a little bit better than yesterday. We're not fully there yet. So let's try on this side. I can still see.
Yes, exactly, because this is a viral product that's not doing its job. Oh.
Okay, I guess that one was all right. Cushion puff was definitely better, but still not the promised coverage. I know I have bad pores, but this just made it 10 times worse.
Ooh, that texture.
With this method. In their videos, they don't let it dry, so I'm not gonna let it dry.
It's not going to be waterproof.
Right
It won't be.
Smack myself in the face.
Oh my goodness.
For
Gone,
nothing.
all completely removed.
More reviews like
It's
this.
very that meme that's like, if I took a makeup wipe to your face, 90% of your beauty would go. So, let's talk about cushion foundations. I think they have a great place in the market. They are a great option for like soft coverage that usually comes with a high SPF content. I can't think of a single brand off the top of my head. I think I had one by Misha. I believe it was Misha M13 when I was really quite fair. And I liked the foundation, but it was not. It was not what it said, which was full coverage, long-lasting, waterproof, you know, all of these things. I will say, if you have a foundation that you absolutely love, for me, it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I will swear by this foundation until I die. It is such a beautifully made product. The one thing I do hate is the packaging, girls. When I get a brand new Estee Lauder Double Wear, I will put it into any other packaging that I can be bothered to do with at the time. Usually it's like a sample pot style. Sometimes I've used like those empty concealer tubes because I like the idea of applying a wand directly to my face. That's just for personal use. If you love the concept of a cushion foundation, you know, usually it's got a compact with a mirror and it's got its own little sponge in and a little area that's literally a sponge full of foundation and you press into the cushion, press onto your face. You can buy empty cushion compacts and just fill them with your own foundation. It makes traveling with them excellent and also gives you the opportunity, maybe put a little bit of primer in with that. Maybe the matching primer, just in case you want to lower the coverage perhaps and create a more dewy finish. Easily done within those compacts. I'm a great fan of making foundation a lot easier to travel with. As I say, I really like Estee Lauder Double Wear. It comes in a glass bottle and that's the most like, it's glam, it's wonderful, it looks nice on your desk, but it's the most like cumbersome thing to have to put in a bag and travel with. I use about 3 different colors on my face and I'm like, right, okay, I'm not gonna take 3 glass bottles with me on holiday for this weekend or whatever, but I will quite happily put it in something smaller and take those with me. Or mix 2 in a cushion compact that comes with a cushion applicator. Done. Easy. So easy. But these foundations, these concealers, these viral concealer tests are all filmed with filters. And it's now getting so good that there are such things as AI filters that actually track areas of the face to make it not look like a filter is being worn. The advancement in this area is most concerning because it literally creates this concept of like, doesn't matter what the product's like at all, but what does matter is the advert for the product. And I don't necessarily know if we've ever seen it in history on this scale before. I mean, we've all had that experience of like, what it looks like online versus what happens when you get it in real life. For some reason right now, that feels explicitly a problem that we see constantly on TikTok. Do not fall for viral hype. And if you want to see if something really is viral, Google a wear test on YouTube for that product because that someone somewhere has tested it all day. Someone somewhere. Also, full coverage foundation is a bit of a weird one because I would always say medium coverage foundation, full coverage concealer if you really want a gorgeous effect because you're probably not going to have to wear an entire mask of foundation over everything on your face or your body. And if you do, there are perfect, beautiful products like that, like Dermablend, Dermacolor, Dermacol. We've got Derma in the name. We've got Derma. What's that? Skin? Oh, here we have one. Overhyped makeup that actually sucks, girl.
Contour wand blend like a dream, or does it just disappear? If your my skin tone are darker, you're gonna need at least 3 layers for this to work. Another product that just didn't work on my skin tone was
MUA Alessandro is an icon for testing makeup here on TikTok. So let's talk about the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, shall we? What's it actually called? What is it actually called and how much does it cost? Because I used to work opposite Shazza Tilbs, and I very much, beige ladies, the most beige you'll ever see. Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Right. £30. £30 for a product that does not function. Do you want to know what I use for contour? Makeup Revolution Concealer in C13.5. It is an iconic colour. It is a good blend between warm and cool, and if I want to cool it down even more, I just set with more powder over the top, and it really cools it down. Over the top of this, I do actually have the Fenty contour palette though, so just to warm it up a little bit, because I'm very warm toned at the moment. Just for context, my skin tone in Estee Lauder Double Wear is currently 2W1 Dawn. So if you ever want to compare what looks on my skin to yours, have a little look at Double Wear 2W1 online. That is the color that I'm wearing, and you should be able to get a good, decent comparison for products that you want to test. So when it comes to contouring, liquid contour is really good at creating that soft shadow, which I think most people want when they want a contour. You don't necessarily want to do like a really heavy contour just for like day-to-day wear. You can also use like a deeper concealer tactic to create what's known as underpainting, which is technically what I do. I apply it into my wet foundation, blend it out, and that's how I have like a contoured area. And then over the top of that, once everything is set, I will place my bronzer. Therefore, I have underpainted my contour to put bronzer on the top. Easy, simple, gorgeous, glamorous, marvelous. And also I want to say you just don't need to use as much contour as everyone says that you do. It's very viral. It's very viral, isn't it? Viral contour hack. Viral contour product. Viral.
She's dead.
Right, here we go. What's this?
Myself.
Oh!
Did you see me on TV?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Properly just a massive splodge of mascara directly on the iris of your contact lens. Do you know, I used to wear colourful contact lenses all the time. I don't really wear them very much anymore because I have astigmatism. Hashtag, isn't that fun?
Oh, that's nice.
So this was a huge problem I used to find. I used to wear really bold makeup. I know that I'm wearing bold makeup now. I used to wear it like 3 or 4 times as much. Really extreme bold makeup. And the way that I would prevent this from happening, which is not the way that any eye doctor would ever tell you, is to wait until the very last steps of your makeup to put your lenses in. I know. Don't try that at home. I'm just sharing with you the concept of what I did. Biggest celebrity makeup fails part 3. Oh, there's, what's she called? Kylie. Oh, okay. So earlier when I was saying you don't need as much contour as everyone is telling you, this is exactly the kind of situation that can arise when this happens. Is she in a courtroom here? I feel like she might be in a courtroom. So we're probably not going to judge Lindsay here too harsh because she probably had to do it quite quickly. So the issue that I have with contouring is that quite often, if I was to contour for a video, I would position myself face onwards and not place any contour on the outside of this line here, from the edge of my eye to the edge of my mouth. That is where my contour goes up towards the edge of my ear. That creates sharper but rounded cheekbones. Sharp and rounded cheekbones are a very feminine feature. They're very commanding, they're very gorgeous, very stunning, yes. But within doing that, less is so much more. You do not need to apply loads of blush, you do not need to apply loads of contour, you do not even need to apply loads and loads of highlighter. A lot of my cheek products I actually do before I set my foundation. So I will actually push highlighter into my wet foundation to make sure it is stuck. But to soften that sometimes like too artificial brightness, I'll put my powder over the top and it just gently takes away, just takes the edge off a little bit and leaves you with something that looks like it could be coming from within. See, I don't think this is a problem. Sure, it's not really my style of makeup, but this looks like a potentially older photo. And if you think about how makeup was done in the 90s, which is kind of, I'm rocking sort of like a vague 90s concept of makeup here, which is kind of like bronzy, glittery eyeshadow and not a lot much else happening except for this gigantic wing. Quite often, this style of makeup is called garage doors, and that's where you take one colour all the way up to the eyebrows. And to be honest, in certain circumstances, it can actually be really effective, especially when it's used in like makeup campaigns. But here, I think the idea of mixing such an vibrant electric lime that is a little bit on the patchy side, but let's be honest, if this is an older photo, makeup artists had to basically do with what they could cope with. There wasn't really a lot of like beautiful neon colours available that would work for every person in every situation. And a deep plum lip. I'm not sure I would put this together, but I, weirdly enough, don't hate it. It's giving me artistic best friend hippie mum vibes that you were friends with in the 90s. It gives me that vibe, you know? Very that. All right, we're unboxing a fail. No pigment foundation. Oh, don't believe it. It's just a primer. Just a primer. Look, that's just pure silicone. That's not, yeah, no. Okay, right. So this video is going to be very, very, very silicone heavy. These products that are like, it matches your skin tone, or you don't even need to do anything and you wear it and it's already gorgeous. Sure, you can wear a gorgeous primer, a gorgeous silicone-based primer by itself and have a gorgeous effect to your skin. If you team that with a hyaluronic acid, you're even going to have a gorgeous natural glow from within style finish to your makeup. But the idea of saying saying no pigment foundation is such a misnomer. It's such a like naughty little sluts. No, naughty. Personally, I would not have anything like this in my kit. I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't advertise it to anyone to wear it. I wouldn't be like, look, it reminds me a little bit of what Trinny London did. Trinny, come on, Trinny London, when she was like, oh, just shove it in your lines and off you go, girls. Like, no. This product is by Becca. How much was this product? Because I have a feeling I can tell you exactly what we're gonna have instead of that. What is that? The Becca Z. Are they out of business now? Becca Z. £33. £33. That is so much money for something that is just silicone. If you want a dupe for this product, use the high spreadable... Is it high spreadability fluid primer by The Ordinary? Yes. That is going to make you look gorgeous. Don't bother with it, girls. No. It's the same as these products that are like, oh, this will blend into your skin tone. So when pigments are released onto your skin and they react with your skin heat or light, there is a potential to shift ever so slightly, but most of the time it's a complete marketing ploy to get you to think, oh my god, there's new skincare technology. It's got a brain, nanotech, AI. And that is not at all what actually happens in these pigment foundations. The chances are a lot of these foundations are lightweight, natural finish kind of foundations, in which if you were looking at any other foundation range, you could kind of see on your client that a lot of different shades would match, or a lot of different things would work. It's very CC cream, it's very pigmented moisturizer, it's very that. In conclusion to my TED Talk here today, my lovelies, do not buy no pigment foundation and do not believe the hype around pigment changing foundation, color changing foundation, blah blah matches to make your skin. No. I've got a bucket of peace, sweetie.
The other day I used this filter and there wasn't like a huge difference, but I did like how it darkened my eyebrows, so let's try to match it.
Oh
got
dear.
The Milk and Say Beauty
brow gels. Filters are getting wild.
One in Grind, which looks like a deeper brown.
Grind.
So let's hope it looks.
I need to turn this up.
Normal.
Right.
I'm gonna do this side with Milk, this side with Say Beauty, and
what's this?
Compare.
Eyebrow
so the Say Beauty thing is really, oh god, I've never used a product like this before. I don't know if this is right.
It definitely is darker.
It's not hideous.
This one looks like it's a lot. I feel like this eyebrow is also a lot fuller.
I mean,
I like this better.
I don't hate that. Yeah. Okay, you're going a bit ham, sir. I don't think this is hateful.
Wait, this one looks messed up.
No, what's wrong with that? What did I do? No, something's wrong.
You've gone a bit too heavy at the front. That's the only thing.
This is not... That's not right? The other day...
Yeah, that's pretty much right. There was Taylor J. Phillips. So, there is absolutely something to say about stylistic eyebrows. So I know for a fact, as soon as I stray away from my normal eyebrow colour, I look absolutely wild. I've had some eyebrows in my time, shall we say. I used to shave them off and draw them all the way up to heaven and back down. There are multiple different ways that one could address this. I actually think a light eyebrow tint through men's eyebrows looks gorgeous. It gives them that sort of like mysterious, dark vibes, like slight furrowed brow look, which is very what we would traditionally associate with like a strong brow on a strong face, that kind of thing. I have practically no eyebrows at all, so I have the edges of mine microbladed, although the lady did them pointing down, and I was like, no, I need lifted tails to match my brow lift, please. And she was like, okay, and then didn't. So I was like, do you know what? I need to get them lasered off at some point. Eyebrows are so important that as soon as you start making them look a bit too much of something, things start to get thrown off quite quickly. But also at the end of the day, style your eyebrows however you want. I actually think that he looked fine at the end, but I think it's one of those things where if you want to make sure that your eyebrows are balanced, always fill in the outer edge first and feather it towards the front, because if you immediately put way too much product here, you have a tendency to pull all of the focus of anyone looking at you directly here, and that's not what we want. We want it to balance out. Yes, beautiful, gorgeous, glamorous. Cover. Right.
Let's do a clean girl hair and makeup using new products. I am dead, it currently looks like a hairband. So this is just some mousse that I am going to get all throughout my hair. I am dead. Can we trust the process? I've never done this.
You've never used... No,
I
you
definitely used a little bit too much.
Yes.
So guys, I had to take the excess off now. We are just going to brush through what is on the hair to give us that sleek look. I'm sorry, but look how sleek the mousse leaves your hair.
Oh, I'm not sure I appreciate brushing like dry mousse.
I think that I want a middle pattern.
What? She wants
So
to...
I've just
Oh,
got
I
that
see.
there, and now I'm going to put a bobble in it.
A bubbler?
So with a slick back,
Okay,
I'm always
that's
in
quite
two minds
nice.
whether to just leave it as a pony or do it as a bun. I done a bun, let's mess about with...
Okay, I don't quite
hair
see
today.
how this is a fail yet.
The prophecy is true.
Gorgeous,
Look
a
at the
soft
skin.
glow.
I am just back from Ibiza
What
and
is
London,
that?
so let's get those under eyes looking a little bit better.
What
I
is
have been
that?
away, and that is why I have not really been on TikTok. But I got sent this. It looks extremely dark though, so I am a little bit nervous. But we're going to just try it because I've never tried it before.
That is so dark.
Do we think we're going to be able to save it?
No, well,
I'm unsure
yeah, by
why,
doing
but I
it...
got the urge to just like apply this with my hands. So it's definitely like not the right colour match for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're going to try and save it. Okay, L'Oreal, you've done me dirty here. Like, this is not my shades. We are going to need to try and blend this mother... They also sent me an eye cream and a concealer, so let's try that out. Well, at least it's lighter. Can't believe
That
this
needed
is
to be
meant
your whole
be a
foundation
concealer
shade
makeup
and then some
I
bronzer.
look like I've got muck in my face. You're going to need to head to part 2 to see if I fixed it.
Okay, so we're just going to end that there. That is unhinged. Unhinged. Granted, this was a PR mistake, really. Clearly, someone sent her a foundation that was just not the right match at all. So, let's just say you've got a gorgeous foundation, you love it, it's just a bit too dark for you. So, nowadays we have excellent options in order to be able to change the way or the tone or the undertone or even the full-on colour of a foundation that we really, really like. Back in the day when I started doing makeup, there was no such thing. I used to really love the MAC Studio Fix, and they only did NC15 or NW15. So I used to have to buy face and body in white, mix it in half and half, and that was my skin tone. There was just nothing lighter. Nowadays, we've got a lot more options. So I would always say, if you've got something, if you've got a foundation that you absolutely love, buy a matching concealer in a few shades lighter if you want to lighten the foundation. The reason why I say that, rather than buying another foundation, is because there's a lot more coverage in a concealer than there is in the foundation. And this way, you aren't disturbing the foundation formula too much by adding in enough pigment to lighten up the foundation. You can either do this on your hand, on a little palette. You can even do it technically on your face. If you apply a light layer of the foundation towards the outer edge of your face and then the lighter concealer in the middle and any places that you want to be lighter, and then use your favorite way of applying makeup. I probably wouldn't just go in with my hands quite like this with the serum foundation, personally. Something like a beauty sponge or a dense fluffy brush to really blend those in together and create that sort of almost contoured bronzy look that is basically what everyone wants at the moment. Right, lip liner trick. Okay, right, okay. These, do you know the amount of times that I've had people come into my chair and be like, I want my lips to look like yours. I want them to be so big and juicy and plump and glossy and gorgeous. And it's like, okay, I'm not a magician, but I can do my best. There are ways that you can contour a lip to make it look more full. You can overline. I would always say, instead of doing gigantic heart-shaped lips, draw a line completely across your top Cupid's bow, and it immediately shortens the distance between your nose and your lip, creating that like uplift like that, like, feminine, When it comes to overlining the bottom lip, you can actually get away with it a little bit more, especially then if you apply a contouring technique like down here. I don't really have to contour my lips or really do anything, I just fill them in. I do have lip filler in. I have currently, I think I'm at 2 mil right now. I had 1 mil, and then I had another mil put in a year later. So I'm about 2 mil of Revelax I think it's Revelax Deep. I'm pretty sure it's Revelax Deep because I like a real full lip. I would still love to have filler just like fully put here just so that my lips are actually like this, just permanently. Unfortunately, in the UK, I have not found a practitioner who's willing to do it because I actually think it's a little bit naughty and they won't do it. But when it comes to lining your lips, there are techniques that you can do instead of just full on, like almost going into Photoshop and just drawing your lips bigger. You can actually change the shape of the lip to make it appear more full. Anything with a gloss in the center will always look fuller than just a plain matte lip. But I will always say, I will always shout from the top of the rooftops, if you have a Cupid's bow and you want your lips to look fuller and they're a little bit on the thinner side, just fill in that Cupid's bow. Fill in that Cupid's bow and you immediately have that upturned little full upper round lip, and it's very sexy. Sometimes it can look like quite a lot at first. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but does it look gorgeous? I love it. So my lovelies, I hope you have indeed enjoyed these makeup fail TikTok videos today, my lovelies. If you see something, say something by tagging me in it on TikTok, and I will quite happily review them in a future video. I quite like this series. I originally started my TikTok adventures here on YouTube as like reacting to Unhinged TikToks, but I actually really like bringing it a little bit back to the beauty sphere because I feel like I have a lot of information that I want to share. I've got this huge bank of like 16 years of knowledge alongside science that I just don't really share. And I love makeup. It's one of the first beautiful things I ever got involved with. It's such a gorgeous way of creatively expressing yourself, but also making yourself feel a certain type of way. And if there's anything we love to feel, it's a certain type of way, my loves.
It's ketamine and MDMA.
And with that, it is time for the Patreons. You can see yourself scrolling past on the screen here, my lovelies. Yes, you can. Today's Twitch shout out goes to Morningstar246. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch, you stunning woman on the go. And if you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shout out, make sure you follow me on Twitch. It is Luxeria Plays, and I stream every Monday and Thursday, my love. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons. Aloria, Laura Ali, Luke Peterson, Orkod Samoji, Amanda, Beebles32, Shell Herman, Christy Crownover, Christina Kyle, ContraPoints, Danielle, Danny Smith, Dorina Pina, Elizabeth Stone, Eric Castillo, Jen Martin, Jenabeth Herman, Caitlin Wright, Laura Jane, Les Banana, Mazel Morel, Min Min TM, Mariah Sherman, Nadia Hamdi, Nixie Tricks, Paolo Rivera, Ryan Vita, Sexy Texy RN, Slampire Queen, Steffi Tech, The Chaos Collective, Travelful, Tromo, Victoria Corella, and Zoe Sevier. And you know what, my lovelies? I'm going to leave it on the notes of, if you ever see a viral product, ever see a viral product, and you really want to try it, make sure you see a wear test first to see if it's right for you. You could end up saving so much money. And if there's one thing that I absolutely hate seeing on my makeup desk is like product after product after product after product after product that I'm just never going to use again because I didn't think, my God, maybe I should watch someone try that.